Hello everyone, educator here, and welcome back to my newcomer's guide to Dark Souls Remastered. This is part 20. So in the last episode, we ended up killing Gwendolyn, we got a Firekeeper's soul, we went to Sen's Fortress and cleaned up some Titanite demons, we also went to the Duke's Archives and got our ass handed to us by the Duke himself, Seath the Scaleless. So after doing that, we ended up getting teleported here to this bonfire, and then I went down and cleaned up all the stuff that's here, minus Logan. We do not yet have the key to access Logan and get him out of here, along with another Firekeeper soul that's down here. For now, though, I'm going to go ahead and grab a level. And now it's worth mentioning we are at 30 for all of our primary stats. And we're now going to be dealing with diminishing returns on some of these stats. So, Vitality and Endurance, even if you keep leveling them up indefinitely, eventually they're going to stop giving you their primary stat. They won't give you, for example, for Vitality, that's HP, for Endurance, that's Stamina. However, they will still affect things like your magical defense, your resists, that kind of stuff, so... Vitality caps now, however it continues to have diminishing returns on HP until 50, so we could get that up to 50 if we wanted to. Endurance on the other hand is going to cap out at 40, so again we can get that up to 40 if we want to. We can also get Strength and Dexterity, keep going with those basically indefinitely. That being said, we really only have around maybe 20 to 25 levels left in this single playthrough, so unless you're planning on going into New Game Plus, you're pretty much going to be sticking with Vitality and Endurance for the rest of your playthrough, unless you feel like you want to put some more into Strength and Dexterity. I'm going to end up putting more into Vitality and Endurance, get those up to 50 and 30, I'm sorry, 50 and 40 respectively, but kind of up to you what you want to do. I've got, let's see, 23,000 souls. I think I've got a couple soul items. Let's see. I do. Large Soul of a Brave Warrior. That does not give me enough. Let me do one of these Soul of a Brave Warrior. That does give me enough. Cool. Let's go ahead and grab another level. I'll go ahead and level into Endurance. So, we're going to head out here. I always like to kill these guys before I come out here. Oh, come on. That's bull. There we go. Okay, so we're going to turn around and head up. We're going to go down there and rescue Logan once we get the key for that. Right now, though, we're actually going to go on kind of a suicide run for a single item. Now, if you don't want to collect all the items, you do not have to do this. This item is not even that good. It's a crossbow of a better kind, I would say, than the ones that we've run into before. But it's still not that great. But I'm basically going to make a beeline directly for that item, and I'll show you all how to get it, because again, I want to be a completionist. So kill this guy, kill him. So we got some of these channelers in here. We're going to try to kill this one quick. Again, they can buff the enemies that are here, and the buffed ones, by the way, can do over half of your health in a single shot, as I think I mentioned in the last episode, so try to deal with them pretty quick. So we're going to kill this guy. We're going to head up here and move this thing. We got a guy who's shooting arrows at us, so we're going to kill him before we finish this up. So kill him, and then we're going to go ahead and head down, and we're going to grab a chest. By the way, pushing this pushes the one that's in the other half of the archives as well. So just be aware of that. Okay, so it's in the setup position for what we're about to do. We're going to be getting that item down there. However, as you can see, it's quite a drop. You want to make sure that you top off your health before you do this, because you're going to lose a huge chunk of your health just making this drop. So if you haven't been pumping into health at all, you might not even be able to make this drop without dying. So, but we should have enough health for this. Now, I'm going to be pushing this thing, and then I'm going to basically be keeping my camera held this way, and then I'm going to keep holding as high or as far on the joystick as I can. That way I can immediately start moving the second I finish up the animation of pushing this thing. And then that's going to allow me to walk down this, and it's going to be in movement while that's happening. Now, if you're lucky and you drop off basically right in the center here, you should pretty much land right near the vicinity, if not directly on top of the chest, so right in the center. You don't want to come off this thing going at an angle, however, left or right, otherwise you will miss the chest and the top of the bookcase. So, push it, hold in the direction, and then walk off. And you should make it. So we got the item, or we got to the item, I should say. Try to grab it quick, and then we're going to drop off here. Now, if you're worried about it, you can of course equip a, what do you call it, a Ring of Sacrifice. These guys, by the way, have been buffed, so we want to kill them quickly. I want to make sure we kill this guy ASAP. Okay, I think that's all of these ones that are immediately here to attack us. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and head back up here. I can't remember. Did we get that item down there? Yeah, I think we did. Anyway, we're going to come down here, kill this guy. Oh, come on. So I usually like to kill the guy from about here. If you position yourself properly, he won't be able to hit you with his attack. Okay. So head up here, make a right. So over here we got one of these guys. Just nail him with a few arrows and that should kill him. Then we're gonna head down here. This, by the way, heads to a bonfire right over there. We're going to head there here in a moment. I'm going to go get the items in this place first. This chest has a blue Titanite chunk in it. Oh. Didn't realize we were being followed. And then here there are 4 chests. One of them is a mimic. So we got the channeler gear. Over here we have a key. This is going to be the key to help our friend Logan. Back here is another chest. This one's got the crystal ember in it, so we can now upgrade crystal weapons. And then this chest back here is a mimic. This, by the way, is the last mimic, so at least of the non-DLC ones. So if you have not gotten yet the symbol of avarice, you should get it from him. In this case, though, we got that in the previous one. Then we got the enchanted falchion. So I'm going to set the bonfire, and let's see, we're going to go ahead and head back to rescue our buddy Logan. And then we're going to get a Firekeeper soul in the process. Then we're going to come back here, head back to Firelink Shrine before we tackle the Crystal Cave. As you approach these doors, by the way, if you don't want to be chased down, you can always come here and close them. Bye. So you'll probably incur the wrath of the snake people up there, so be on the lookout for them coming down. Otherwise, we're going to come in here, though, and kill some of these things. Oh, there they come. Is your buddy coming down? Doesn't appear to be. Okay. These, by the way, do have a chance to drop humanity, so something worth mentioning. We're going to open this up with the key that we got. We're going to talk to Logan until he repeats his dialogue. He wants to stay in the archives. Kind of a hint of what's to come. Anyway, We're gonna get Firekeeper Soul. We're gonna head back to Firelink Shrine. Okie dokie, so we're heading back. We are really close for another level. Let's grab another one. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and warp back to Firelink Shrine. I totally forgot to equip a ring. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and head down, give our Firekeeper Soul over to Anastasia. So now we're at +5 on our Estus flasks. We're also going to go talk to some of the NPCs here. So his master Logan, of course, has disappeared, so he's going to go see if he can hunt him down. So if you tell him yes, he will tell you that he's going to try to locate a pyromancy instructor named Quaylana. Go ahead and exhaust his dialogue, and we'll actually, unfortunately, find him in Blighttown later. Anyway. So, the next thing we're going to go do is we're going to go buy some stuff. You don't need a lot of souls for this, so don't worry too much if you don't have a lot of souls. Ah, waste cloth. Not like I need another one of those. Humanity? And I have just not been lucky with that guy. Anyway, we're going to be buying some of the cheapest arrows, as well as some of the prism stones while we're here. We're actually about to get 20 prism stones anyway, but I recommend having more, generally. So I'm going to buy, I'll buy 10 prism stones. And I'm going to buy the cheapest arrows, the wood arrows. We'll buy 150 of those. Let's see. So we're about to be going to an area called the Crystal Caves. The Crystal Caves is a place that has invisible pathways. Now, we're actually going to make a beeline to the boss rather than going for the items, but there are a couple of items that we can go to get in this place that have paths that are not quite linear. And so you basically either need to drop prism stones or you need to shoot your arrows at the floor in order to figure out where you can safely step. In addition, whenever we go to the Tomb of the Giants later, we're going to want them as well. For now, though, let's go ahead and head back to the Duke's Archives. If you want to kindle this bonfire, by the way, this would be one of them to kindle. That being said, though, since we can warp back to Firelink Shrine and back here easily, I don't think you dying a few times is going to be that big of a deal. Just to head back for a moment to Firelink, get your 20 Estus flasks, and then head back here. For now, though, we're going to go ahead and head back in here. We're going to pull this, and this will open up the floor here. And then this has more prism stones. So as I tend to do, I almost always take a left in these places. So I'm going to take a left to get all the items. Guys have a chance to drop blue titanite chunks. Anyway, follow the path around. Got a couple more of these down here. That, by the way, goes to the Crystal Caves on the left. We're going to be going to that here in a little bit. For now, though, just worry about the enemies. So this is the crystalline set. You might remember the guy who was wearing these, who is in front of the Seath the Scaleless boss area. This guy, by the way, that we got in front of us, on his shoulder is Sigmeyer's daughter. So we're going to want to free her. So kind of a situation like what happened to, what's her name? Dusk. Be careful, by the way, that you don't end up hitting this enemy more than necessary, because you could end up doing damage to her. And you don't want to have to absolve yourself of your sins, let alone possibly kill her. So she's going to ask you if you have seen her father. It doesn't matter if you say yes or no to this, she will still end up progressing. But I'm going to go ahead and say yes, because we have seen him. So exhaust her dialogue, and then we're going to go ahead and move on. We'll see her in Firelink Shrine a little later. We'll also see her father in Lost Izalith, as well as Ash Lake a little later. Not sure how I avoided that, but hey. Last item, another blue Titanite chunk. And next we're going to head down to the Crystal Caves. Now we're basically making a beeline to this boss. While I did suggest that you buy the items necessary to explore this place, I'm not going to explore this place until the next episode. Mainly because it can get a little bit frustrating because you're going to probably die at least a couple times trying to figure out where you can actually step. So, I'm going to ignore all the enemies for now and just head down. This, by the way, is your first kind of hint that the floors are not necessarily floors. Anyway, we got a humanity item. Ignore the moonlight butterflies here, by the way. In this area, they can do quite a bit of damage to you, and they're kind of hard to hit. So, walk directly across this, just straight in front of you. This, by the way, tends to be slippery, especially on the right-hand side, so we're going to stay on the left side. And we're going to run past him. So we're going to convince him to come over here. He doesn't, he, by the way, does not spawn again once you kill him, so... Oof. Okay. So I'm going to drop down here, and back here are a whole bunch of crystal lizards. So 3 of them. So if you want to, you can drop off here for an item. Again, we're going to go directly to the enemy, to the boss door. So just head straight. And as long as you head straight, you will be fine. There are several items in here. That item that's up there with the golem. There's also a blue titanite slab. We're going to come back for those here in a little bit. For now, though, I want to get us into this boss battle and kill Seath the Scaleless. So these things can be farmed for, oh, what is that item called? Purging stones. They can do quite a bit of damage as well, so just be careful with them. It can also be kind of hard to see the items that they have. So we also got a Twinkling Titanite, which is also one of their drops. Purging Stone. Twinkling Titanite. Cool. Okay, so this is the entrance to the boss door. Basically what we need to do is, whenever we get in here, we need to destroy that crystal that's there. However, getting the boss to allow us to hit his tail, which is going to be required for us getting his boss weapon, can be a real pain. However, if you get him to come towards you a little bit, and then you go for the crystal and damage the crystal, you might be able to get behind him and basically get his tail off quicker that way. Now another thing is that this enemy has a weakness to fire, so that's going to be something that we're going to exploit, especially for the tail. We need to hit the middle tail, the one that's on the back of the body. So I'm basically going to run in here. I'm going to head for the crystal, try to get him to turn and come to me towards the crystal, and then I'm going to attack the crystal. That will stun the boss, and then I'm going to go around him and try to hit his tail as many times as I can. So beyond that, he has basically just a handful of attacks. He's got 3 tails, and he will basically whip them at the ground, as well as side to side in some cases. More often, though, up and down, and so you want to avoid those. Those can do a lot of damage. Want to have the Ring of Steel and Protection equipped as well, or potentially the Curse Bite Ring. His breathing attacks will basically put the stuff on the ground that can curse you, so it's kind of up to you which one you equip. I think, though, we'll be fine with Ornstein's gear and the Curse Bite Ring for this, however, so the boss is not nearly as hard as he's going to be trying to get the tail, so if you want to skip out on the tail weapon, you might consider it. But we do get the Moonlight Blade from this boss, which is one of the famous weapons of these games. It's also a very rare weapon too. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the pine resin, walk in, and trigger the boss. I'm gonna get him to come towards me. And you need to hit the part that is not covered in scales. Oh god, he keeps repeating it. Damn it. Among all the weapons, this is probably the hardest to get. So that, if you hit him, that should get him to do his attack. Ooh. That's his tail swipe attack. Yes! Okay. Now we can actually focus on the boss fight. God dang it. Stop spamming your attack. God, you suck. Well, he's dead now, so. Alright. So now we got his piece of the Lord Soul Shard, and we got a humanity as well. So if you did not examine the tail, make sure to examine the tail to get the item. And now we got a bonfire here as well. So we got some souls. I'm going to go ahead and spend them. And now would be an excellent time to go ahead and go for those special items. Ooh, one of both. That's cool. As you can see, this is a great place for farming Titanite. These things go down pretty fast and they're not too damaging. And they're right near the boss bonfire, which is great. So I'm going to make a single attempt during this episode to get the items. If I don't get them, that's fine, we'll wrap the episode. If I do though, hey, that'll be nice. Also, there's another item back here, I forgot to tell you to grab it. I always end up forgetting this item, but soul item. And now we're going to head back across. So this is the first time that we can get. Drop off here. Again, be careful on this place. So this would be an excellent time to go ahead and switch out for the arrows, the cheap arrows that we got. Pretty much got a straight path. So that's one of the ways that I will often do this. So now we've gotten the first of the two items. The second one is substantially harder. They're going to drop out here. And the way that this works is it basically kind of goes straight for a little bit and then arcs right. And you can go too far right, and there's another path that basically goes to that platform out there. So this one is super sketch. I'm going to go ahead and also use the prism stones for this. You can use those to mark a place. That was not a good idea. Alright, so I can go there. You can kind of see that it's starting to push us to the right here. Dang it, didn't want me to do that. Alright, so we've made it to the hard part. So, at this phase, I usually go ahead and just homeward bone back. You can try to make it back if you want to, but there's nothing else here, so I'm going to go ahead and homeward bone back. But that is how you can get the item. And that slab will be useful for getting yourself from plus 14 to plus 15 with any of the blue related stuff. So this is going to be for magic weapons. So the slab is good for getting you all the way, I'm sorry, not up to 15, up to the max, which is 10. So 9 to 10. Anyway, so that's going to wrap out the episode. We've gotten all the items in the Crystal Caves. We got into the bonfire. We beat Seath the Scaleless as well. And we're going to go ahead and head into the Demon Ruins next. And we may complete the Demon Ruins as well as Lost Izalith. We'll have to see how long those take. But that's going to get us into finally dealing with Solaire's quest. So look out for that next. Until next time, though, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you in the next one. Later.